entered into Nevada. We're on I-80 westbound. We just popped into Windover, exit 410. Basically the first exit westbound here in Nevada on I-80. Popped into the Pilot right there, number 147. We put a bit of fuel in the truck, put a 100 gallons in. So that keeps us below 3/4 of a tank on both the left and right sides. So we're going to remain legal in our weight. We left Little America this morning just a little after 6 a.m. There in Green River, Wyoming. Which was about an hour away from the border with Utah. So we got there last night. Made about 631 miles yesterday. Today we're going to do about 658-ish, right in there for our day today. Did pretty good yesterday, despite having to wait basically 2 hours in Sidney, Nebraska, waiting for our permits for Wyoming, or at least our docket number, whatever it is, to be able to get to the port of entry there at Cheyenne. So that took about 2 hours waiting there. It was an hour drive to get there, hour and a half to get to the port of Cheyenne. Checked in, we got our permit, we got across Wyoming. Like I said, over to exit 68. Good morning to you, sir. Got to, like I said, exit 68, Little America. It said they call it Green River, but about 20 miles west of Green River in reality, something like that, 25 miles west of the town of Green River. Well, we got a parking spot last night without issues. Parking lot was maybe not even half full. And that was almost 6 o'clock p.m. Like I said, we did our time off. We could not drive until basically 5:30 something this morning. But I slept in a little bit. We left at 6 o'clock, so not too bad. 5 o'clock, something like that. Whatever it was. We left before the sun was up. Then we got, like I said, we got across. We stopped in, like I said, we crossed into Utah. We stopped at the way station. Paperwork, all that jazz. We got ourselves through Salt Lake City, over to Tooele, T-O-O-E-L-E, Tooele. I believe that's how the proper pronunciation. We put in, we stopped there real quick. We did a quick load check I was going to fuel there, but well, another Valley driver was having an issue, so we helped him out. So I pulled out of there and then did another, got myself over here to Wendover, Nevada. So the first exit 410, the first exit in Nevada. Popped in there, put in 100 gallons of fuel, put in 4 gallons of DEF, got myself a cup of ice. Wasn't too interested in messing around. So now we got about 130 miles from Wendover over here to Carlin, exit 280. Yeah, about 130 miles, yeah, to exit 280, Carlin, Nevada. I'm going to pull in there. I'm going to do my 30-minute break there. I got 3 hours and 11 minutes before I need to take that break. So we're going to do another hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes down the road here to Carlin. And then after that, we're going to make it down to Imlay, Nevada. That's what's called IMLA, I believe it is. There's a Petro there. Or no, there's a travel center there. I don't know what it, I forget what it says, but there's a bunch of mom and pop type thing. You know, there at Imlay, which is another 130 miles down the road. So basically 2 hours from Wendover to Carlin, 2 hours to Imlay, roughly. And then we have a little bit over 2 hours to the Petro there in Reno. Sparks, Reno, whatever they want to call it, at 147 miles. So right now we are just about 9:30. We'll get to Carlin just about 11. We'll get to Imlay just about 1. That should mean we get to Sparks just a hair after 3 o'clock. So that's not a bad time to get there. No. As few times as I've been to Reno and actually parked in Reno, you know, at that Petro or at the TA, so there's been a couple of times where it's been a little bit of a fight to get a parking spot. But we're doing one more stop than what I normally do, you know, today, because I'm not really, you know, trying to rush it. I'm just gonna, we got to deal with mountains. We got to deal with, you know, with that. So you know, we're just gonna do our best to get up the hill as rapidly as possible. You know, get up to 75 miles an hour on the downhills where it's safe to do so. You know, and just try to even everything out. You know? said, we're going to park in Reno. And if it really is an issue with time, I may stop in Fernley. That's not too far away. It's a little bit to the east. So if I need to stop there, I'll stop there. I would prefer to stop there. It's a little bit nicer of a place to be. But I also want to shorten my time when I actually go into California, because number one, I'll be stuck at 55 miles an hour. So I'm going to spend a minimum of 2 hours getting the last 100 miles to my destination for delivery, instead of just like an hour and a half everywhere else in the country for the most part. Pardon me. But we're heading to Yuba City, which is north of Sacramento. And I really did not want to come across the 80 through Wyoming. I didn't want to be paying that permit fee and waiting for it. You know, that took 2 hours out of my day yesterday. I really didn't want to do that. I wanted to stay a lot further south. I wanted to go, like I said, through Amarillo and then up to Salt Lake City and then over. I would have preferred to do that, but this is what I'm told to do, so this is what I do, sir. Blah, blah, blah. Like I said, you know, we'll spend about 2 hours in California to get to Yuba City. It should take about an hour and a half to get unloaded. One, they have to lift this or put tires on. Then I can lower the trailer away. They can drive it right off. Then I can hook the trailer back together and get the heck out of it. This bridge here is for animal crossing, for wildlife crossing. But like I said, if I can spend only 3 hours to get there and unload tomorrow, well, take an extra hour for, you know, leaving out of Nevada. So let's say 4 hours total. Get there, get unloaded, get hooked back up, paperwork signed, and then hopefully I have a load already. So as soon as I'm done with that one, I can head immediately to the next one. Hopefully it's no more than an hour away. And hopefully I have, if it's a permanent load, you know, I can come right back into Nevada, because I have a California annual, I have a Nevada annual, I have a Utah annual permit. So if I can get all the way back into at least to Reno again, or Fernley, I want to do that by the end of the day. Tomorrow. Then, of course, you know, whatever I'm allowed to do on Saturday, big bang boom, and hopefully it's a load coming at least back to where, you know, back to Ohio, you know, straight down to Georgia, that line right there. Hopefully I come back to that line, or further east than that. You know, a run from California all the way to you know, like Miami would be absolutely excellent. That'd be great miles for one piece, straight on through. Bing bang boom. That would be excellent. Silver Zone Pass, elevation 5940. And there's a little bit of snow still on the top of these mountains to our left here. That you might be able to pick them up there real quick. Tiny amount of snow. There's a big mountain right up to the, directly off to my left side, 90 degrees perpendicular. There's a bigger mountain up there, a little bit more snow. All right, back up 70 miles an hour. Here we go. Now we still have to do some climbing and downhill, uphill, so we're going to be dealing with that for a while. We're going to be heading past Winnemucca, I believe. I've stopped there many a times before. It's all right. Not on my top 10 list, but it's not on my definitely avoid list either. So we're heading a bit northeast right now, or northwest right now. And eventually, as we get up towards Winnemucca, we'll turn more westbound. And then as we head down to Carlin, that'll be more southwestbound. Other than that, like I said, not too bad of a day. Now, last night was I didn't look at the weather of where I was going to be at night. I looked at it during the daytime. But last night there in, at Little America, there in Wyoming, on I-80, it was 46 degrees. I didn't have the air conditioner on. I just had the regular fan on. With the fan, the speed turned all the way down, so it wasn't really blowing, but, when the APU needs to kick on, it kicked on, whatnot. But I was actually a little bit cold this morning. It's like, push the cover back. It's like, why is it cold out here? It's like I said, 46 degrees this morning. So that was a little bit unexpected. I'll pay a little bit more attention tonight. I don't think it's going to get that cold here in Reno tonight. We'll see. But for the most part, our Case 9250 combine is riding very, very well. I tightened up chains once Tuesday morning. When I made my first stop on Tuesday, I tightened the chains up one time, and I haven't had to do that since, so it's riding very, very well. Day one coming out of Piggott, Arkansas, we had to go eastbound over to Haiti, Missouri, and then take that north up to Des Moines, and then over. And we have an annual permit for Iowa, so I could have gone a little more back roads, but I wanted to stop by the Quick Star there in DeSoto. I had a couple things I needed to pick up there. So I got some drinks there. Then it was I-80 all the way across over to Omaha, I-80 in Nebraska all the way across to Wyoming, I-80, Utah I-80, a little bit of detour there in, right around Salt Lake City. I I-80, I-15, you know, for about 5 miles, 10 miles, and then back on I-80. And now we're going to take I-80 here through Nevada all day, all the way over to Reno. And if you can see up here, we got another climb we got to do. So right at the base of the mountains here, we're going to bend to the left a little, bend to the right a little bit. We'll pitch up, you know, the road will pitch up, and then we'll curve around, still constantly climbing, and then, you know, proceed off to the, proceed off to the left there a little bit. And that little gap up there, we'll pass through that. And we'll just keep on going. So yesterday, I pretty much had a little bit of my tuna salad, and I had 2 of my Polish sausages. That was my dinner. It's not really what I wanted. I wanted to do like a beef bourguignon stew, a French red wine stew. But I wanted to get the rest of that tuna salad eaten before, so it didn't go bad. So tonight I think I'll be doing that beef stew, so that, like I said, the beef is pretty much thawed. I mean, it's been there for like 2 or 3 days. Thawed out, vacuum packed, but thawed out. So I'm going to put that in the Instapot. We're going to pressure cook that so it gets nice and tender. I'm going to do that for about, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes. Put some carrots, a little bit of potato in there, onion, herbs and spices, and some beef bouillon, some Pinot Noir wine. That's as close to Burgundy as you can get without being actual Burgundy wine, which is basically just a naming thing. Same grape, so whatnot. But so we're gonna make that for dinner tonight. We'll make a nice roux to thicken the sauce up and really make it, really kind of luxurious kind of meal. We're not gonna have any bread. I mean, the potatoes and the carrots are gonna be enough carbohydrates in there, more than I need. But like I said, I'm not gonna starve myself for the diet. But I'm not going to go hog wild with those kinds of vegetables. So maybe 2 carrots, 1 potato, 13 ounces of the chuck roast. So that'll be good enough for my 1 meal for the day. And we'll go from there. So, I ate roughly around 6 o'clock p.m. yesterday. So I'll start cooking around 5. We'll eat a little bit after 6. To keep that kind of like a 22, 23 hour interval between the times I eat. No soda, no candy, no snacks, chips, nuts, dried fruits, or anything else like that. Water. Powerade Zero is kind of my flavored drink and thing. the biggest issue, no carbohydrates, no sugar, a bit of fasting every single day. A 20-hour, 22-hour, 24-hour fast every single day. But, do that. That's going to help with the diet. It's going to help with the health. So, we're doing good. We're not being so strict with it that we're uncomfortable. We have any kind of side effects from it. Like I said, we're just gonna try to be a little bit more strict, a little bit different approach to how we eat on the road. So when I did go shopping, just about 2 weeks ago, 10 chicken thighs, 5 pounds of chuck roast, nice and fatty.
Limit reduced ahead.
3 pounds of ground beef, that's 73.27, protein to fat. I've got two large cans of tuna. So that's primarily what I've been eating. A little bit of celery, carrot, onion, whatnot. A little bit of rice, but nothing really. Hot dog bun's probably been the worst thing. Yeah, probably the hot dog bun's been the worst thing that I've had in the past, 2 weeks. But, like I said, I'm not going to starve myself. I'm not going to do without some of those luxury things. The body's going to, I'm forcing my body into a more healthy way of eating. Yes, that takes a little bit of willpower. But if I want a little bit of ice cream, I'm going to eat it. If I want a little bit of fried chicken, I want to eat it. If I really get desperate and really have, my willpower just fails, and I get a bag of Cheetos, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to say everything has fallen apart and I'm worthless. No. You eat it, then you get right back into the cycle of things, and as long as you're doing the good stuff at a much greater percentage than the bad stuff, you're going to win with a diet. More walking, more exercise, fewer calories overall. Bring the carbohydrates, the sugar, the grains, the rice, the pasta, bring that down to as low as you can. And things will work out. It's going to happen. And I'm not terribly overweight. I mean, I got more around the middle than I want. It is hard giving up Pepsi. I love me a nice ice cold, can of Pepsi, on a very hot summer day. That's just like, that's fantastic. I really enjoy it. I love a nice big bowl of spaghetti. Now I'm going to put lots of fat on that spaghetti. Cheeses, olive oil, butter, bacon fat, beef fat. I'm going to put that on my spaghetti. I'm not going to, when I cook my meats, I'm not going to, avoid that stuff. That's going in the spaghetti. That's a good thing to have. But at the same time, I'm going to reduce the amount of spaghetti I would normally eat. Last time I had rice, I had a pound, 1 pound of ground beef, some egg, and onion. 1 cup, I ate 3/4 of it one day. The next day I only had that last quarter, 25% of that for my entire meal for the entire day the next day. Now I've already had 2 meals where it was nothing but chicken thighs with the skin and all the fat that comes with it. I had a night where I had nothing but a 13-ounce steak. A bit of butter and some soy sauce. That's all I had. Not exactly starving myself. When I want a chicken curry, I'm going to have one. Nobody's holding a gun to my head saying I have to eat a very particular way. So, I'm gonna enjoy life. If that means eating quote unquote bad, which really it isn't. I mean, it's just not as good as it could be. But I'm gonna have it. I'm just gonna have a little bit of self-control and eat a bit less of it. And my wife's always talking about me about having smaller portions anyway. So it's a win-win. I'm happy. I get what I want, the way I want it, and the wife's happy because she's telling me what she needs me to do to be healthy. So everybody wins. Look at that view. That is a beautiful view. Mile marker 371, Nevada, I-80, westbound. That's what I like seeing when I come out west, especially when it's all green. When all this grass and shrubbery turns brown, I'm not as happy with it, but that right there is beautiful, That's a nice picture to have when you're driving. Now, that is such a minuscule part of the natural beauty as a truck driver we get to see. That's not common. That's not a common sight to see that. It's like up here on the mountains over here. Hopefully and you can see it just a little bit in the camera there as we swing around here, a little bit more to the west. Got a little dead area there for the. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do about it. Like I said, even just 100 years ago in this area, virtually nobody here. Virtually nobody lives here. You have one person every 4 miles, 5 miles, pretty much. Square miles in this area, something like that. kind of place that I would like to take a 1 or 2 week horseback ride, camping out every night, just enjoying the beauty of nature. And like I've said many times over many years, I would not want to live in this particular area, green a lot more time than it is. But for a week, a 2 week vacation, horseback riding through here, I would love to do that. But as far as having it as a just past one of the stupidest signs you're ever going to see on a highway. One of the stupidest signs ever, in my opinion, in my judgment. No hitchhiking. Prison area. Escaping, hitchhikers may be escaping prisoners. Well, first of all, why are you not doing your job as a prison guard and not keeping the prisoners locked up? I mean, are you that incompetent you can't keep a man in prison? Yeah, like I said, there should be no reason to put up a sign telling you that hitchhiking is, it may be an escaping prisoner. With all the technology, walls, bars, locks, cameras, guards, dogs, guns, all that stuff designed to keep a prisoner in prison. And if you have to be telling the general populace that you're incompetent doing your job with all those things, you should not be allowed to be in that kind of position. You really are worthless if you do that, if you allow somebody to escape prison. Oh well. All right, we are almost at 70 degrees here. Woo! Mile marker 360. Moore, M-O-O-R, Moore, Nevada. And all the low cedar trees and scrub and low grasses and whatnot. It's like it doesn't look too bad. It's not. It's rather nice looking, like I said. I was going to be looking at a lot more brown, dried up landscape like what it usually is out here, but it's halfway nice out this way. And looking off in the distance there, a little bit to the north of where we are, a little bit of snow up there on the mountains there. Well, the mountains right here. Still holding on to a good deal of it. I want to see what it looks like around, like I said, going in, up and through the mountains there, west west of Reno, because Lake Tahoe, that area around there, and they apparently got Wells, Nevada. I think the last time I went through Wells, I went from south to north. If I remember correctly, south of Wells on this road here was US 93. South of there for about 50, 60 miles, something like that. It's a daytime headlight zone. Now, right before you get into Wells, Nevada, a little bit to the south, the daytime headlight rule goes away. And then in Wells, Nevada, during the daytime, you don't need your headlights. And then when you get back north on 93, going north, off to our right here, you have another zone of you must have your headlights on. So my question for another stupid side of that knucklehead stupid stuff is, one, when there is nobody living in that area, or the population is less than one person every 5 square miles, why do I need my lights on for safety there? But here in town, where you have pedestrians, people on bicycles, men, women, children, and pets, why do you not need to be, quote unquote, safe inside the town of Wells, Nevada? It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, you got the Petro, you got the Flying J, you got the Loves. More than enough parking here in Wells. We still got to get past Elko. And then, like I said, we're going to stop in Carlin to do a load check and to do our 30-minute break. So that's about an hour down the road from here. Like I said, just about 1:15, 1:20 p.m. around that. We should get to Imlay, to the trucks. There's a little truck stop there. I think it's a Petro or a TA. It might be a TA. I mean, I've never stopped there before, as far as I can remember. Get over here behind this guy. I know I got a car behind me. Let him get past as we go up this hill. So that'll, once we get here to Carlin in an hour, it'll be just about 2 hours to Imlay. Then it'd be just a little bit over 2 hours to Reno. So we should still get there 3. Good afternoon, sir. Good morning. It's still morning for me. It's not even 10:30 yet for me here in Pacific time. Like I said, I really want to get to my delivery the absolute earliest I possibly can. Now, I think my Nevada permit says that I cannot be on the road until half an hour before before sunrise. So we're probably looking around 5:45. Well, it should be around sunrise time, I think. Maybe something like that. 5:30, 5:45 in that time frame. So if I can hit the road at 5:30 or 5 o'clock to 5:15, I should be at my receiver by 8 a.m. Approximately 8 to 8:30. That should be more than enough time for them to get there, get open. That'll give me enough time to get the chains off, get the flags and banners and lights off, get everything stowed away properly, get the trailer unhooked. Then they can put the tires on. Once they get the tires on, I can lower the trailer back down, fully pull away. We can drive this combine off. And I can hook back up by 9 o'clock, 9:30 at the absolute latest. There's not a whole lot of reasons why I cannot be leaving here, my receiver, by 9:30. I don't see any issue with that. And if I can get to my next load before 11, and hopefully it's whether or not it's a legal size load or not, I can get out of California into Nevada again, because I have annual permits for California, Nevada, and Utah. So, pretty much I could wait till Monday to get my permits. For any other state that I do not have a permit for, an annual permit for. I said my biggest hope is I can get another load immediately. It's less than an hour away, and it comes back to Ohio. From Ohio all the way down to Georgia. Hopefully it comes all the way back east of that line. If I can do that, that'll be a really great amount of miles. And I could get that done by the following Monday. Not this Monday, but the next one. Now, if I could do that, that would be outstanding. And if I could put close to 6,000 miles on the paycheck, that'd be fantastic. At the moment, all we got to worry about is getting to California safely and getting delivered. Everything after that, will happen. I talked to my manager yesterday, said, hey, this is my ETA out here, before noon local time. So hopefully she's been looking for a load, get me scheduled onto it. And having it in my hands today would be preferable. I mean, the more heads up I have, the better. More snow on the mountains up to our north. Well, a little bit northwest. Off to our south, there's snow in the mountains up there. It'd be nice to see that still up there, July the 4th. But that'd be awesome. You're back a little bit further than, FedEx Wiggle Wagon. I passed these guys here, these two RVs here, a couple of times already. They have a little bit more speed than I do going uphill, so. But they're considerably light. Yeah, he's got a triple wiggle wagon. I believe I passed this guy once before. Unless I wasn't paying attention, I would pass it. It would be the second one, but I think it's the same one I passed up before. I don't know why they don't put dampers on those connections, like like a single toe, like an RV will do. I mean, put some dampers on there to keep that wiggling down a little bit more. Especially if that back one's a lot heavier than the one in the middle, or even the one at the front. Thank you, but I'll pass when I think it's safe, thank you. I'm going to have more than a truck length between you and me there, FedEx. I'm going to take my lane change nice and slow, because I'm going to make me safe before anybody else. Another 50 minutes to go to my next stop up here in Carlin. Finish up in Reno today. Then tomorrow we got to deal with California. I don't want to deal with California, but I got to. The most important part about it is hopefully I can get out of California tomorrow by the end of the day. if I can get back to Reno at the end of the day, I'd be happy about that. I'd have no problem with that. Ah, protein. Pardon me. So we're just going to roll along and do our thing. Other than that, there isn't a whole lot to, pretty much a lot more of this for the rest of the day. So I'm going to put on an audiobook or a podcast or some music of some type. And we'll go from there. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. So until then, stay safe. God bless, and we'll talk to you later.